Hi. Today, welcome everybody. If you don't know me, my name is Diana, and I am here to tell you a story. It's not a story time. It kind of is, but it's not really. I'm busy with this Bible plan, a 21-day plan. Another one, our second one for this year, because the first one we did with the Daniel fast. So we started one on the first, and basically the task, the challenge, was what are you gonna do to make disciples of of men, basically. So that was from the verse of the day, and I basically said I would tell my testimony. So this is the only, well, I said share your testimony with a neighbor. And since I should probably make friends with my neighbors, um, but I'm always in here the whole day. And when I go out to go to the shower, so I'll do better. So I thought, well, how about I share my testimony with you guys? So it's not really, I suppose it's a testimony because I can't exactly remember when I actually got like saved because when you're young, you believe in God, and I was raised in a house where God was central, and before we went to bed, we always had to pray. Like when I was like really young, before, like as I grew up, we used to read the Bible before going to bed. So on Monday it was my turn, on Tuesday it was my dad's turn, on Wednesday it was my mom's turn, on Thursday it was my brother's turn, Friday, so on and so forth. So we just picked a random one, and then we spoke about it, and then we sang a few hymns, maybe like two or three, and then the Lord's Prayer, and then we went to bed. And that was sometimes the highlight of the day because the whole family would gather together, no matter how our day has been, no matter where we've gone. And so I haven't grown up like that. Um, okay, my first experience with the word saved was in varsity. So I walked into varsity, everything was fine, everything was good. And obviously in varsity you meet a lot of people from different walks of life, studying, towards different career paths. So I met this guy, I forgot what his name is now, but he had like these short, thick dreadlocks. I think his name started with a B. So weird because I'm usually so good at names. I even remember my grade one teacher, Mrs. Bick. My grade two teacher is Mrs. Abramson, and she went to have a baby, and then her substitute was Miss Glazer. And I even remember the other teachers who were my teachers in the grade, like Miss Maria and Mrs. Katz. I even remember Mrs. Katz's name was Debbie. But anyway, it's just very weird. I forgot what this guy's name is. But anyway, he said to me, yeah, I'm saved. Are you saved? And I was like, saved from what exactly? Yeah, give your life to Jesus. I'm like, Jesus already has my life and he already has my heart. So what do I need to get saved from? So for a long time, being saved for me was like people who had reached rock bottom, like people who are like they had nowhere else to turn but to God. So they didn't really have a choice in the matter. Like they needed saving, like when you're in trouble and you need to be saved. That's was to me. And I'm like, I'm not in trouble. I'm not this. I'm not in a place where I need to be saved. So I don't understand. Jesus has my life. I know his name. He knows my name. I pray to him. Um, I believe in Jesus. Why do I need to be saved? And then, yeah, and then I carried on, lived my life. And then I think when I was 21, I worked with a lady, um, and she used to be in the admin department. And she said to me, hey, don't you want to come to church? And I don't know, because I didn't behave in any way that would have made her think that I need to be saved, like not in front of her anyway. So she said to me, oh, don't you want to come to church with me this weekend? So I told my parents, I was still living with my parents at the time. I said to them, oh, I'm going to church on Sunday. And they're like, okay, cool, bye. So I went to church with this lady from work. And then at the end, they had altar call. And then she poked me, like, go to the front, go, be saved. So I was like, okay, cool, let's get saved. And then they told me, okay, this is what happens when you get saved. And I'm like, okay, cool, I'm saved. This is 2011. And then I went home, and then my life pretty much didn't change because I thought I was living my life the way that God wanted me to live it. And then that was the last time I encountered being saved. And then in 23 years later, I met a guy who's now my husband. And he was really serious about me. Like 2 weeks in, he was like, oh, have you ever been engaged? Do you want kids? And I was like, what is wrong with this person? I need to run away from this person, because up until then I'd been casually dating, but we'll get into that another day. So I was just like ready to run away. I wasn't like, oh, this guy wants to marry me. He was very cute. I mean, even today, he's super handsome. We've been together for 7 years this year. And yeah, and we've been married for 5 years this year. But at the time, I freaked out a little bit. So I just thought to myself, nope, I don't want this. This is not what I want. So yeah. Oh, so he asked me that, and then he told me that he told his mom about me, and his mom was like, yeah, take her to church, blah blah blah. It's so weird. His mom had never met me. She doesn't know me, and she's saying that we must go to church together. So yeah, then I was like, come to church, because then at the time when I was dating him, I used to go to church with another colleague at a different job now, and we used to go to CRC in Rivonia. So we went there, and every Saturday he'd come over and we'd chill, and then on Sunday I'd be like, okay, please do the dishes or whatever, I need to go to church. So I'd wake up in the morning and then go to church, and then he would stay and look after himself at my place, and then I'd come back from church, and then we'd spend some time together, and then he'd leave. So I went to CRC a couple of times. He was never interested in that. And then one day I was like, do you want to come with me? He's like, nope. I'm like, fine, let's go to your church. Remember what your mom said? She said you must take me to church. So let's go to the church. He's like, yeah, I used to go to his people in Rosebank, and I haven't been there in a while. I forgot what it's called now, but the name has changed. Every Nation, I think that's what it's called now. And then he's like, yeah, I went to this place once. It's Rivers, it's in Santon. So yeah, we can try that if you want. I'm like, yeah, I'm keen. Let's go to Rivers. And then we went to Rivers. I loved it. I loved Rivers. It was fun. It was a vibe. No one forced me to put up my hand. It was so good. I loved it. And that was in 2014. A couple of months later, I signed up for serving. We'd attend regular services. I started serving the hospitality team, and it was pretty awesome. I got really integrated, and actually did end up putting my hand up and saying I want to give my life to Jesus. And I think this is the first time I understood what it meant to be saved. Because up until that time, I thought I didn't need any saving. I thought like I was great. Everything was hunky-dory. So why do I need to be saved? But when I put my hand up that day, I meant it. I'm like, save me, Jesus. So you could say I was saved that time in 2014. So yeah, I joined, I became a partner. It was cool. We were still dating at the time. We broke up about 5 times. I can actually say that was pride now, because one of the pastors there, I went to high school and primary school with him. He was like many years ahead of me. And one day at the men's conference, I was serving them. So I sat in. He said, yeah, him and his wife broke up like 5 times. And I was like, oh, me too. And I didn't find it weird because most people don't give people a second chance. They're like, we broke up, so it's over. Like nothing, it wasn't really second chance vibes. Like no one cheated or anything. So it wasn't stuff that couldn't be repaired. Um, so I think, so obviously, if you broke up 5 times, someone has a higher score of breaking up more with the other person. I wouldn't say who it is, um, but I mean, it doesn't really matter. I actually stopped counting, to be honest. I don't know who it is. That's what I would say. So yeah, after a while, yeah, okay. After a while, we got married, and it was cool. But this is only part one of the story. I'm gonna tell you why I actually did need saving, and just because I knew God and I believe He's our Lord and Savior, it doesn't mean that I did not need saving. So yeah, I lived a very interesting life before I met my husband, and I'm I'm grateful that I went to Rivers and that I got saved there. Oh, I got baptized in 2015, August 2015. I was baptized for the first time in my life, and that was awesome. Obviously, like my life didn't change immediately, and every day is working towards, I don't want to say, because you can't earn salvation, but it's working towards being a better person and realizing that you need God every day and that you can always recommit to Christ. Like you can backslide and you can recommit. Obviously, you must make a habit of backsliding. But yeah, anyway, that's it for now. This has been very long. Um, so yeah, thanks for watching. If you watched till the end, I look forward to seeing you here again. You can comment down below if you found this interesting. If you have questions um, about my journey before I get into part two, and if there's anything else that you want to know about me. So yeah, thank you very much. Have an amazing day. I love you all, and I hope you've been encouraged in some way. There's things that I never realized that I discussed here with you today. So, yeah, thank you. Okay, bye.